Okay, I wanted to do a quick trade recap for Tuesday, September 9th. In the pre-market, I was not extremely confident in anything. I noted that price was kind of inside yesterday, just despite this little peak up there in the pre-market. Price was really just consolidating inside this range from yesterday, which was within the range from the previous day. So I was pretty cautious with this, watching out for chop. A few main setups I was watching was first a downside line of least resistance below this pre-market low, um, into this demand zone. You can see this 15-minute basing candle followed by that rally. So that was a nice little area where price could easily gravitate towards if it could see weakness below this level. Um, and then the other two possible scenarios I was watching was first, I guess I'll pull this one back up. I was just kind of interested in the reaction up here. If buying was strong at open and was able to get supported here at 56517, I was watching for possible breakouts of this pre-market high, for a move into at least a 6533, but then possibly into an all-time high breakout. And then the third thing on my plan was really just talking about below this 6490 level. I'm not really um, it wasn't really clear to me either, which is right here. And I just wanted to see how buyers slash sellers reacted either at this level or below this level. So market opens up choppy. Um, I'm not really interested in anything. I'm really just watching for that downside line of least resistance break, which we almost get right here at 10. Right after 10, we dip, break the low of day, but barely get a break. Pop back up, have a failed break of low of day. At this point, we break above the highs. At this point, I was almost watching for a break and retest the 5 day for continuation, but I wanted to see a little bit more push first, which we never got. Then price reversed. And then right here, price finally had that 6503 line of least resistance break. Fat break, retest came quickly, only up to 6499. I wanted to see at least the 6502 level tested. So I missed out on that. And you can see how well that setup worked because as soon as like price got below 6503, it was pretty much a straight shot down, into that demand zone that I was talking about right there and into this key level. So yeah, if you got short right there, it was in beautiful, just low stress, straight to your target trade. I missed it. And there's possibly a setup you could have caught here at the 6507. There was a heavy negative delta, but to me, when we were still bouncing in the zone, there's a good chance price is just going to rally back up to the top because at this point in time, when price is right here, it looks like we're in an intraday balance still. And then on that break is when I get interested in it, and I just unfortunately missed it. But this is where I get into my first setup. So we get that super aggressive selling into this key level, and we get some buying off of it, but it kind of starts to slow, and price starts to chop around a little bit. And to me, this is possibly forming a drop with a base, then to form another drop, kind of breaking out of this level. And getting into the entry, what I saw here. All right, sell off right into the key level 6490. And then buying kind of comes in, and it's really just not strong. It really just kind of trickles up here. Um, you can see buying fail 3 times, at this high, which was 6495. And I got in when this buying failed up here. This large buyer looked like it was getting absorbed. I thought it was going to get trapped, and I get in short when, buyer trapped and some selling starts to come in. Get another quick retest. I'm still in this, and then price drops a little bit. Price drops and breaks the low of day. barely breaks it. At that point, I scale out one contract prematurely because this already is kind of getting in late to the setup. Like the sell-off's already happened. My target was this 94 to 90 area, and I'm getting in at my target because I think there might be continuation. So when I get that move in my favor and it fails like that, I'm reducing risk. So I got out one lot there, and then with my five remaining lots, two of them I reduced my risk, which I was only risking 3 points to start. Um, I got in at the 9.3s with a 9.6 stop, and then yeah, that quickly got it taken out. Um, at this point, this buying is so aggressive off of this key level that I think we might have a possible long reversal inbound. So I was after having that small loss on that last setup, I was looking for one more possible play. Um, and the way this developed was 1 second, sorry. All right, the level I was watching was 6495, which is that area where I saw buyer absorption on the previous play. I'm now watching that to be a passive buyer to defend. We get that after this aggressive break is when I'm watching for it to defend. Get a nice retest lower. Fills this bid. Buying kind of comes in off of that bid being filled. And I go ahead and try an entry here at 1047. Get a nice little retest holds. Start to get a move. And then one more push down. Gets pretty close to my stop. Got, looks like 2-3 ticks away at one point. I got in at 96 with a 93 stop. Like legit the reverse of my last trade. And that luckily held. I was ready to walk away for the day and be done with two small losses, one real paper cut and then one decent loss, I should say. And then boom, buying comes in and shoots me up to my target. Now we got to look at the exit plan on this real quick. I was first looking to get out a good amount of my position just on the retest of this pretty much 500 through 502 level, because I thought that was a very likely place where price could reject. So I ended up getting out with that entry. I ended up getting out one just on this push in the 6,500. Then I got out another one there at 6,501, another two at 6,502. And then at this point I trailed at stop a little bit, just on one lot, which was taken. And then this was unfortunately taken at 1R before price then came back and held. Or no, sorry, that wasn't 1R. That was just above break even. This was 1R. This was just above break even. Price then holds, but I would have had to hold that through a little bit of drawdown for that price to now rally to new highs. So ended up just catching about 1.35 R on that trade, and the first trade was only negative 0.5 R. So not the craziest day, but I handled it pretty well. Missed this setup, didn't let it get me emotional, stayed calm, took this setup, knew it was slightly lower probability and then I needed to see it work out right away. And then when that kind of failed break started to reduce my conviction in my thesis, I started scaling out of that. I had less confidence in that trade. Ended up being a really small paper cut, and then price now flips its signal. I start getting a feeling that we're going to go up more. I get a long entry, scale this out smartly, and then just unfortunately didn't have the momentum to keep carrying on and make this a big trade. And that was a pretty small win. So we're just up. We're up just a couple points on the day, but I'll take that. It was not an easy day at all. Definitely challenging, and to end green on a day like this, I'm pretty cool with. So just gotta keep going. Come back tomorrow ready to kill it, or ready to follow rules, I should say, not kill it. All right.